Good morning, everyone. We are the Group 1, and this is our group art analysis entitled Scream 1984 by Ang Kyukok.
Description. As you can see in the picture, there are 3 men binded with wires, wherein they are screaming in pain because of the wire tied around their body. Ang Kyukok is a Filipino painter of Chinese descent and was a national artist for visual arts. He was known for his expensive cubist-like works and for originating the style of figurative expressionism. He studied at the University of Santo Tomas in Fine Arts from 1952 to 1954. In 1976, Ang Kyukok was awarded as the Pambansang Alagad ng Sining ng Pilipinas and Outstanding Citizen Award. He also received many awards from his works, and it displayed in various collections such as the Philippine National Museum, the Ateneo Art Gallery, the Cultural Center of the Philippines, and the National Commission in Taipei. Critics remarks that his style represents his negative view of reality, full of suffering, poverty, cruelty, and violence. He died on May 9, 2005 at the age of 74 due to prostate cancer. Once when asked about the anger on his art, he replied, "Look around you, so much anger, ugliness, and also madness." In his artwork Scream, the medium used is oil in canva. According to most researchers, the rope, wire, or chain represents the societal standard that bind the men. So these are the elements of art present in the piece. The space. As you can see in the artwork, the 3 bind men almost fill of the spaces or frame. The binder men are called as primary objects, also known as negative space, while the space occupied by the primary object is known as positive space or the background of it. Lines are noticeable, yet most lines were lightly drawn except for the wires parts. It has forms that are 3-dimensional. The color. He used primary and complementary colors, the yellow, blue, red, orange, and brown, some of gray. The dark blue that became his background and the dark color create an illusion of depth in space. The yellow color which covers up the 3 men binded with rope and wires. So color plays an essential role in giving meaning and expressing emotion in the piece. The value is also evident in the piece, the degree of lightness and darkness of yellow color. As you can see in many parts of the painting, the presence of the darker parts in their faces, torso, hands, and their knees that gave shadow and narrowing effect of the piece.
Moving on to the analysis, we are going to answer first, how do elements of art interact with each other? So, the elements of art mostly blended well and interacted with each other in this piece. The value gave balance to the artwork, making it aesthetically pleasing as evident to the parts in their face, torso, hands, and their knees that gave the shadowing and narrowing effect to the piece. The colors present are complementary and were able to show the feelings or emotions the artist wanted to express, namely suffering and pain. Its cubic 3-dimensional form gave accent to the piece, accompanied by light directions. The only flaw we see here is, if you look closely to the middle part, the colors seem to fight against each other. It made it hard to depict whether it's the bottom of the second man or the back of the third. Next is, what specific elements stand out the most? So, the above-mentioned elements of arts present in the piece entitled Scream are space, line, form, color, light, and value. But, light and value stands out the most. The chiaroscuro effect made an contrasted light and shadow created by light falling unevenly or form a particular direction to the piece to achieve a sense of volume in modeling 3-dimensional objects and figures. Last, what are the principles of designs present in the artwork? We can see here harmony, the way of arrangement of their bodies, and they had different roles to the art piece, yet the agreement creates a unified whole to the piece. Next is variety. We can see here that it is present in how lines and shapes are used. It is used in the whole body of the figures, giving out several color tones, yet aesthetically pleasing. Next is the balance. We have two balance, the symmetrical and asymmetrical, but in here we have asymmetrical. The two sides are not identical, but it is equal in visual weight. The top and bottom, where the right foot covers all, and the bottom left, where other sides have few spaces left. And the last one is the movement. It is a fundamental principle that helps how we look into the artwork. The feeling of anger, sorrows, and eagerness to escape can be seen in the movement in the facial expressions in the artwork.
The artwork represents an existential cry, an assertion of defiance, a release from suffering. The violence he has witnessed and experienced in life has been profound motivation in his work. There's so much anger, sorrow, ugliness, and also madness that surrounds you, and you just have to look at the both sides of the reality. Another interpretation we came to conclude in this artwork is that the three men symbolize the three major archipelago of the Philippines, which is the Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. When I see the art piece, it expresses so much anger, sadness, and pain. As you can see in this artwork, the mouth of the three men are wide open, screaming in pain. They really wanted to escape from those wires binded around their body.
Judgment. Overall, we like the art piece because that emotion you'll see in the artwork is what you'll see or even experience through your whole life. For me, the art piece is effective because you'll know that you are not the only one who is holding madness or anger inside you, or you are not the only one. See the other side of reality, and you're not the only one who tries to escape those emotions. The movement principle of design is the criteria that help us the most. What they look like and what their facial expressions are. It helps us to conclude the judgment, how the figure shows or express through their facial expressions, and it gives of the effectiveness of the artwork for being able to say what it needs to say.